at Texas MEP, we're using music, media, and technology in order to organize for social and economic justice, but more simply, we help people find the tools they need to communicate. San Antonio and South Texas are growing, and we need to reach out and strategize across all lines for media justice. The FCC hearings in 2004 mobilized San Antonians to effect change in the media, and our coalition partners have kept the momentum going on a variety of issues since then, including the reinstatement of public access, with the help of the dedicated producers at South Texas Media Access. In the last year, media justice work quickened the pace as more and more people embrace the phrase, be the media, in order to affect change in their communities. I'll start with a couple of our local partners in San Antonio. The current lawsuit of the Free Speech Coalition seeks to preserve the right to march free of cost in San Antonio's streets, which is uniting diverse groups to challenge the city's puzzling First Amendment ordinance. The Esperanza Peace and Justice Center hosts that effort, and they've used film, screenings, theater, poetry, platicas, exhibits, workshops, and meetings in an overarching media strategy for over 20 years. Reaching across cultural, racial, gender, class, and other schisms, the Esperanza also produces the monthly magazine La Voz, read by over 10,000 people. In addition to starting the Human and Civil Rights Coalition to raise concerns of police misconduct, San Antonio's Neighborhood First Alliance is presenting a Know Why You're Marching film series this year to educate and empower San Antonians around civil rights and social issues. In 2007, the Urban Coalition mobilized for the decriminalization of graffiti art and organized the Hip Hop Summit to celebrate and display urban arts while generating discussion about stereotypes and representation. Community organizations continually embrace the media to frame and shape the stories that affect their members, although sometimes it's just one voice at first. A homeschooling mother of 6 named Terry Hall kept the Texas Department of Transportation on the ropes with their S8 toll party and Texans United for Reform and Freedom, publicizing toll road revelations by press release, article, interview, blog, and YouTube video. Now, after being named San Antonian of the Year on a Clear Channel station, no less, and appearing in the documentary Truth Be Told by William Molina, Mrs. Hall exemplifies the power of the individual to create economic justice and government accountability using media and technology. Having access to both are key, and in order for all to wield the same clout, social and media justice groups must continue together to erase the digital divide. The immigrant rights and comprehensive immigration reform movement also expanded in 2007, including worldwide events like International Workers' Day or May Day. Showing the power of networking, coalition groups use the internet, music, flyers, word of mouth, and more to bring a large crowd. And of course, the mainstream media folks showed up too. There they are, lined up on the street. On Marcha Migrante, a journey along and across the U.S.-Mexico border, Enrique Morones and Jay Johnson Castro communicated with local media, conducted interviews, and gave press conferences along the border. Here they are meeting with media. This is halfway between Del Rio and Ciudad Acuña. This is on the bridge over the Rio Grande. The media couldn't wait to talk to them. And these journalists and independent filmmakers documented the trip because modern advocates like Moreno and Castro understand the essential quality of media in telling their story, and formed relationships with media makers to ensure the uniformity of the message. And here's the final press conference in Brownsville. It's the Brownsville mayor and other city officials standing behind supporting this effort to stop the criminalization of the border and halt the border wall. Which is also another great issue or instance of a broad-based statewide coalition to use media, was the one that shed light on the T. Don Hutto Residential Center a few miles down the road here in Taylor. And there's a good example of people creating media in order to show their opposition to a border wall and family detention. These pictures, this is of course a picture of the front gate at the only privately owned prison that's holding immigrant families, right around the corner here. And after a few alt weeklies did papers, did exposés, dozens of organizations from Texas supporting human rights convened regularly to oppose family detention in Hutto. These are some of the initial photos, and you see these are families, these are people making media. That's what it takes to tell these stories. By summer of last year, the Free the Children MySpace had over 2,500 friends, and the New York Times exposed Hutto nationwide. By September, the ACLU had won a lawsuit improving conditions at the center, while the short film Hutto, America's Family Prison started screenings, and the T-Don Hutto blog. Marking a year of advocacy in December, people were allowed to storm the gates of that Corrections Corporation of America facility, singing carols and bringing gifts to imprisoned children. I don't think they would have been allowed to do so if people hadn't been making media. Media can be a force for change. I hope that some folks from the Rio Grande Valley and Laredo, Del Rio, and Corpus, and elsewhere in South Texas will help generate discussion and participate in future summits. I really apologize for all the great work that's being done that I'm missing. But I did want to touch a little bit on Corpus. For instance, a lot of people there were proud that their publicly owned Wi-Fi network received awards and showed hope for the future of municipal wireless in Texas. However, Earthlink bought the network and subsequently hinted that they might sell it. And it seems like people in Corpus, stop me if I'm wrong, are waiting for the other shoe to drop. Because I think we all have a lot of stuff to learn from the people in Corpus Christi about municipal wireless ownership and what we need to do to further that. Also in Corpus, the progressive We the People, or Todos Somos el Pueblo newspaper reaches over 10,000 readers monthly.
20,000.
20,000, very good. Thank you for chiming in. 20,000 is a great progressive newspaper. And over in Laredo, the Laredos newspaper, that also reaches 10,000 people per month. So entrepreneurs are embracing the phrase, be the media, as they reach people with non-filtered, original journalism, opinion, and advertisement not found or not offered by the mainstream. And as the border wall battle heats up, I'm sure we'll see more media cropping up from the valley. Stuff like the Rio Grande Valley New Media Blog Ring. From these blog rings to MySpace to YouTube to public access, today's social justice organizer has tools to use media for change. And even as the media landscape may seem to shrink, we must find creative solutions to today's problems while embracing the technology of tomorrow. On behalf of Texas MEP, I look forward to hearing from you about ways we can improve our communications, actions, and the Texas media landscape to be more inclusive, proactive, and positive. Thank you.